find out what it is you want and then write it in here. You feel me? This is never going to change, dog. So make sure what you want is written down in here at the base level, right? I want to be the best father I can be, right? I want to be the best role model to my son. I want to be the best friend to a friend.
Hey y'all, my name is Brittany Ransom and welcome to the Apprentice Podcast where we're all about amplifying Black inspiration. So we got a brand new guest. We have Mr. J5 here representing, so we'd love to see it. Thank you so much for being part of the podcast.
Man, dude.
How are you?
Man, I'm good. Man, I'm ecstatic right now.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it's my first podcast. It's my first time doing something, of this magnitude. Because, I like to amplify, like you said, amplify. So this big, right? It's big. So, yeah, the magnitude is on a high scale. So, I'm just ecstatic, man. I'm just hoping I don't say nothing to embarrass myself, my family, my son, because I'm crazy.
No, I'm excited to learn. But since from a big family like that, you got a lot to offer, I know for sure.
You did.
But yeah, I want to know more about that. Like, who are you? What's your background? Like, who is J5? Where'd you come from?
Who is J5? Okay. So, just where I'm from. So I originate from Sumter County, Alabama. Sumter County, Alabama is located in the western region of Alabama, like on the Tuscaloosa and whatnot, on the border of Mississippi and Alabama. And and I'm from York, Alabama. So like I said, small town. Like I told Brittany before we started, a lot of family. I don't know who my real cousin or who ain't my real cousin, so it's all just family, right? That's just how I look at it. So yeah, that's where I'm from. Originally, the name J5, it came from when my oldest brother Javars, he had a daughter, right? So that was my first niece. I think she was born when I was like 7 years old. So when she was born, around the time I was 7. I started writing my own, writing music, you know what I'm saying? Like music.
7?
Yeah, 7. I started writing my own lyrics and stuff. I can't even tell you if they were good or not, but I just know I distinctly remember, getting a pen and paper and writing, writing lyrics down and stuff. So I can't remember when my first stage name I came up with. Pretty sure it was something lame and childish. But after my niece was born, I was like, okay, my mom had 4 boys, right? And all our names start with a J. Javars, my oldest, Jonathan, the second oldest, me, Jarius, and my little brother Jamal. And then my niece was born, her name is Jemiah. So there's 5 J's. So I was just like, I'm gonna be the voice for all of us, I'm gonna speak for us all. I'm gonna just put on for everybody, right? Everybody in my family. So that's how J5 came about. And then just, as life went on, that 5 kind of took on a different meaning, and what I'm saying? So it kind of means it's a little, different stuff or whatever. And as recently, I'm learning that, 5 is like an angelic number as well too. Yeah. So it's just it's just been transforming ever since. So I'm sticking with it till I die. So that's J5. That's my background. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, before I start asking about what the J5, and how that has evolved over the years, I do want to ask more about just when you were younger, when you were 7 writing these songs. What was the main inspiration? I know you said your niece was part of inspiration.
Sure.
What else? What was inspiring you at age 7? At age 7, I was thinking about ice cream and
So, like I said, where we come from, we really from the country, we really from the bottom, we really from the mud. So it's not the closest thing to ice cream we were having was whatever the candy lady had, you know what I'm saying? Frozen Kool-Aid, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so yeah, my inspiration was just, see, at the time, when you growing up, unless you're in a drastic kind of just terrible environment, you really don't know how broke you is, you really don't know how poor you is, you really don't know how much your mama or your dad or your grandma and them, what they doing behind closed doors to provide for y'all. But you know that, you know what I'm saying, you ain't, made it or big or rich or nothing like that. So when you come from environments like that, you find a lot in the church, them south southern, kind of country areas, it's very church heavily focused, right? The whole community at church or whatever. So my mama, she was in part of the choir at church. My daddy, he came and played the drums, here and there at church. A lot of our other family is in the church as well too. So me just being there at church all the time, I was always around music, especially like going to all the choir rehearsals, staying there, falling asleep, waking up, they still rehearsing. You feel what I'm saying?
Please, yeah.
And that kind of I feel like woke up that innate musical inclination that I now have, and I started at first I was writing other people's lyrics down, right? And then, you know, so hearing music on the radio, like I'm not knowing that, you know, the music you hear on the radio is a edited, clean version, right? So, you know, growing up, you listen to the radio, and there's all these skips and pauses in the track. So I'm thinking like, that's just how you supposed to rap.
Really?
You're supposed to be like,
no.
and I'm doing, walking to the, you know, like all these
Yeah.
skips, but not, you know, they cussing and stuff in the meantime. So when I started writing, I was writing with the skips in it. You feel me? I'm like, I'm gonna add a blank right there. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then
it's gonna eat 'em up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that blank gonna kill 'em. So that's how I was doing it, and then it kind of like I started like being in church. So here I'm like, you know, so I started like kind of just like writing that down too, like kind of like gospel raps too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I started performing them in church, like whatever. Like it was all original, like whatever I wrote down. Like, you know, there's sometimes they had me come out there and just you know, rapping and stuff. It's like even to this day, a lot of people be like, man, like you got such like good stage presence. Like you don't be nervous, like, you know, but your stage presence, whatever, your energy on stage or whatnot. But I mean, that's where it comes from. Just like being in those type of environments at an early age, right?
Yeah.
And then really like feeling like, you know, like controlling it, right? So where it's like, it's not no nervous, it's not, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. It was a lot of cockiness and stuff too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Especially you coming from a small town, you think you're doing something, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
big
Cut
time,
a
you
church,
know, yeah.
out the church clapping for you, you think you're doing something. So, you know, that kind of cockiness came into play. But yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. And then ever since then, I just been writing just music ever since then, you know. And as I grew older, my influencers changed, you know what I'm saying? The people who I would listen to and get influenced, they changed. So I started kind of mimicking like whatever they were talking about. So like when my favorite rapper, he Gucci Mane, right?
Yeah.
So everybody in Atlanta, I would listen to everybody, like all the music that's coming out of Atlanta, I would listen to all of it. So I was just writing down whatever they were saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily word for word, but just like the type of stuff they were talking about, I'm writing that down, rapping about it too. You feel me? And it really took me to, like I said, you know, grow up, mature, and be my own man to start like writing my own experience and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like, you know, that came around like 16, 17 when I really started like writing stuff for myself. You know what I'm saying? Before then, I kind of was just like copying what, you know, all the other rappers, 14, 15, 30, I kind of was copying. But then again, I didn't have no real platform either, so it really didn't matter. Okay. But once I got my own platform, once I had my own name in the city and stuff like that, you know, I ain't want to be known for like lying and capping and, you know, by that cap rap. So I just thought whatever I was really involved in, like, it was real, whether it was good or bad. Like, you know, I had to like start writing stuff for myself. But that's just like, that's just music though. That was just on the music side, yeah.
And you started, you said you started performing at the church. What age were you started performing
Like
at the church?
like 7.
At 7?
Yeah, like 7.
Oh, snap.
Like 7.
Oh, that's really cool.
Like had like, you know, learning, like holding the mic. Ain't nobody teach me that, but just holding the mic the right way, you know what I'm saying, copying everything I seen on the award shows, on these music videos, just you know, repetition, you know, just playing around. And then, you know, when you with your partners, you know, we freestyling and stuff too, everybody, you know what I'm saying, kind of just, everybody want to be you know, like a star or something like that during that time. Same thing with today. Like, even though it's just different. Today, everybody want to be a star as far as like on some TikTok social stuff.
Literally,
Back then, you know what I'm saying, and I ain't old now, I'm 25, but you feel me? Like, but back then, it was like, we kind of want to be a star from like what we seen in like MTV, you know what I'm saying? Rap stuff. That was like when TV was prevalent. So yeah, that kind of how I did it. Like 7 years old, performing in front of the church, you know, rapping and stuff to my partners, rapping to like, you know, my brothers and stuff. My brother, Jonathan, he actually started producing his own beats and stuff. When he was like 13, 14, 15, you know what I'm saying? He started messing around with FL Studio around then.
So you out too on that?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
cool.
like I've been around music my whole life. Like I've been around music my whole life. So I think that's where my creativity came from, because music in itself, you know, it's an art, right? So that's where like that sense of creativity came from, just at an early age, just being saturated with music, saturated with, you know, all type of artistic avenues that come through different genres of music.
Yeah.
And I always been like that too. I never like stuck with one genre or something like that. And these guys, just listen, cause I never met none of them in real life, but just listening to them and learning from them, you can tell that their heart was big and genuine. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be they people that they want to bring up with them, and like I say all the time, like I think I'm loyal to a fault so much. I'm so loyal to a fault on a lot of things, but that's just my principles. You know what I'm saying? So.
It's a lot of integrity. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
And like this, I don't advise nobody to be in the streets to indulge, and I wouldn't advise that. But if you are there, like a lot of the situations that you find yourself in, is really gonna test you and tell you who you really are, whether you choose to accept it or not. Like a lot of people don't want to accept that you might be in the streets and you might really be like a punk, but you don't want to accept that you're a punk, but it may be really you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would advise, like, don't put yourself in those positions, right? But if you are there, you really gonna find out who you is, and it's up to you to stand on it. If you, like, you know what I'm saying? If you in the streets, but you know that you got people that you really want to get out of this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, do what you got to do for the time being, but have and set that plan to get out of that environment. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean, like that type of integrity, right? About caring for and knowing what you do affects the people around you too. I feel like that's my main goal and message, man, is especially like for my son and other like black men, like, people that eventually may look up to me or what, like, I just kind of want to have that message and mentorship as well too. That's like even with the music, I had to change up a lot of the stuff that I was saying. Like I try not to talk about violence no more, like in my music. I ain't recorded a song since probably like October last year anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't really like talking about, because I don't want to inspire nobody to do nothing, you know what I'm saying, reckless or stupid. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to inspire. I don't want nobody to do something and then be like, oh yeah, I did it because I listen to J5.
Yeah.
If anything, I want you to go get some money. I want you to make some of yourself. I want you to, you know what I'm saying, change your family's destiny because you heard something I said.
Yeah.
If anything, I want you to go to heaven and get a relationship with God because you heard something I said. That's the main thing, for real. So,
yeah, no, I love that.
So, I know that probably didn't answer the question you said at all.
No, you're good. This is good. You answered the question, and then you gave way to more questions. So this is perfect. Like, I guess, how is that like being able to like? Well, I guess how did it start?
I feel like the reason I carry these principles and is so heavily devoted to these principles and morals is because of this guy right here. So this is my best friend, Jalen Johnson. And so like I said, today is Jalen's birthday. Today is June 26th. Another thing I want to thank you so much for landing your platform on a day like this. So this is Jalen's 25th birthday. And I met him at Providence Middle School in like 7th grade. Found out that we had him and his brother, Javen Johnson, we all had the same birthday. They two twins. We all had the same birthday, right? And like I said, we developed a friendship that I feel like is foreign to a lot of people, because it was never no competition between any of us. It was never no competition. It was never no slick jealousy or envy or hating. It was never no misunderstandings either, really. Like, it really was like the perfect friendship. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I, feel like we didn't accomplish as a friend group was just like, taking over the world. I feel like that's the only thing we didn't accomplish. And when I say taking over the world, I just mean like, really like leaving a lasting imprint and an impactful imprint on the people in the atmosphere that we be around. You know what I'm saying? That's literally the only thing I feel like we ain't accomplished. And but that friendship that I had with him, really, I learned so much from it, because I learned how not to be in competition with my brother. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be girls, whether it be sports, whether it be, anything. Because, like I said, with his music, he was one of my biggest supporters. So, I learned not to be in competition with my brother at all. I learned not to be envious with my brother. I learned, like, this is where I really learned that whoever with me, I'm gonna be just as much as with them. You know, I really learned this from these friendships. I really did. I really learned to be there for somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning when they call me and say, hey bro, come get me. Yada, yada. I really learned to do that and you know, really stand on it and not, you know, when we get around other people talk bad about somebody. When I really learned these things that I want to implement into my son, into you know, my brothers, into anybody that I come across. I really learned this from this man. And like I said, the situation that caused me to just be so heavenly principled by this relationship is his passing and the way he passed. And you know, the biggest thing for me, why it hurts me so much, is because, you know, I always want to, like for the life of me, I want to be the protector, the provider, and just the overall resource for the people I love. And you know, he passed in a situation that I was involved in, and you know, really just my fault. And that's why it hurt me the most, because I'm not, like, that's not supposed to happen the way I'm set up. You know what I'm saying? The way I'm set up, like, something like that is not supposed to happen, because I really want to provide, protect, to encourage, you know what I'm saying? Never nothing negative, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I do, whatever success I gain, I want him or whoever I'm with to have, you know what I'm saying, just as much success and as much resources as I gain, I want them to have just as much as resources as me. And for him to you know, pass the way he did, that for one, it completely broke me. But in breaking me down, you know, over time I was able to rebuild myself. So, you know, I hate to say that anything good come from his passing. I really do. I really hate to say that, because like I said, we didn't get the chance to take over the world. We didn't get a chance to inspire other people together as brothers. You know what I'm saying? To let other people see and see, like, hey man, them two guys who really love each other, who really want the best for each other, who really would never do anything harmful or hurtful to each other, who really would die for each other. And like I said, if anybody who know me, if I ever call you my family, like I said earlier, like, you know, I'm from York, Alabama, man. I don't know who my real cousin, who not. Like, you just my family. Anybody who I call my family, if you know me, like, that's, like, I think family is the strongest power, the strongest system in the world, especially the black family. I just think it's the strongest thing in the world. And having that tribe, man, that real deal rooted tribe. If I call you my family, man, I mean it, and I call this man my brother. Not because we just had the same birthday, but you know, of the experiences of the love, and it broke me completely down to zero. You feel me? Well, not zero, because if it was zero, I would have went ahead and took myself out. But it broke me down to 1. But going all the way down to 1, it allowed me to rebuild myself. And I've tried to I'm still rebuilding to this day. I've tried to rebuild myself to where, man, first of all, nothing like this will ever happen again. But for 2, I'm like really about to, everything that I wish we could have shown the world, like, I'm really taking these steps to show integrity, show, you know, being coachable, learning, you know what I'm saying, being generous, you know, being genuine. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to stand over those type of things. And when I say being, it's like, as a man, I feel like being genuine as a man is really, bro, reaching out to your brother, man. Like, reaching out to your brother, helping your brother as much as you can, helping your brother, you know, learn from his own mistakes. Like, if you got a partner that's out there, he making mistakes, or he not doing the right thing, or he doing something that you don't condone, man, as your brother, man, it's up to you to really sit down and have those hard conversations. And sometimes them conversations not even hard. You just don't want to have those conversations because you don't want nobody to, you know, stop being your friend or look at you a certain way. Like, the conversation ain't hard. It's really helpful. It's a helpful conversation. And that's just what I want to do. So as a videographer, I don't want to gatekeep nothing. And, you know, I would hate for somebody to gatekeep anything from me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was talking about. I wish I went to school, because because I'm learning this new skill. But just to be honest, I done been around enough people in enough places to where I'm just soaking up so much that it's just like I did go to school for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that's what really, you know, and even still to this day, you know, this is what I do it for, just to honor his legacy, honor his name. You know what I'm saying? Like, he passed away when he was 21 years old, man, and you know, I feel like we ain't really get a chance to just improve and really grow as the man that, you know, as the men that we were gonna become today. And for the life of me, man, like that's one thing in my life that I would never, you know, get back. There's one thing in my life that I would never forget. There's one thing in my life that I would never, you know what I'm saying, you know, not relive every day.
Yeah.
But in doing so, like I said, I've just been able to rebuild myself to try to be the most stand-up and best version of myself that I can. You feel what I'm saying? So that kind of, you know.
Yeah. No, yes, first I want to say I'm sorry for your loss and everything,
Yeah.
but, and I know you say you didn't go to school and how you're experiencing everything and learning from there, but I do believe, like, your story is your story for a reason, and it's there to, like, impact someone else who might be in the same situation.
That's so crazy, like,
It really is?
to think about that, you know, like, you know, what happened to me, what happened to Jalen was for a reason, and it's just like to help somebody, like, we're great. We want people to, you know, find help and find those motivational stories, but it's just like, man,
Exactly.
you know, when it happens to you, it's not a good feeling, don't get me wrong, but I want everybody to, you know, I love people to learn from my situation. I asked, you know, right now I'm serving 5 years of probation for that incident. You know, I was supposed to do 10 years in prison, but the judge granted me 5 years of probation. If I complete that probation, you know, I don't have to go to prison. I asked the judge, like, if I can go talk, you know, to people, to kids, to groups of men, to anybody I can talk to, just so they can learn from my situation, so they can learn, you know, just about, you know, being the type of man who I want to be now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I truly want to help people, man. I truly am. Like I said, I believe wholeheartedly in Jesus Christ, and I can't stress this enough because I've literally seen the miracles with my own eyes. Feel me? I've literally felt His presence, you know what I'm saying, in real time around me and around other people. So I forever gonna want to use my platform to promote Him, to you know, bring people closer to Him, bring people closer to their spirituality. Because I mean, I'm the first one to tell you, like, I'm not the best Christian, I'm not the best, you know what I'm saying, disciple, like, at all, right? But it's the fact that I'm trying, I'm making a stride, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really do put in the effort to get closer to Him. I really do put in the effort to, you know, make sure what I do, you know, glorify Him. At least I think I try. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
At least I think I try. But once again, with me rebuilding myself, with me being able to rebuild myself, a lot of that, you know, goes into that rebuilding. You know, making sure that, for one, God knows how thankful I am to Him, how grateful I am to Him, but also, like, for Him to use me in any kind of way, shape, possible, form, whatever. Like, please, 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 you have your way, use me, and I'll be glad to do it. You know, whether that be talking, whether that be, you know, through my craft, videography, whether it be through this podcast, like, whatever it is, like, I just want to be used by Him.
Yeah, He's using you already. Yeah, so you know.
I hope, man. He know I'm crazy though, so whenever
somebody needs somebody.
If you want to use me, just know you made me the way you made me. Now I'm crazy now. So
please, no, somebody
saying?
out there needs some crazy. They said, I don't want no corny Christian.
Corny Christian.
Literally, yeah, that's the thing. What has that been like, going to, like, impart that legacy and everything? All to, like, you said, you talk to, like, kids, or do you talk to other people?
Yeah. So I am legally binded to talk to high schoolers, high school age students. At their schools, I believe, 2 times a year, right? So 2 times, well, like once every 6 months for the next 5 years, right? That's my legal obligation, right? But I mean, I talk to anybody at any time, any day.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't just trying to, like, complete no probation. I'm really trying to help change somebody's life out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, I really am trying to help somebody change somebody's life, for real. And because I know my life has changed. Like, I would be a fool. And, you know, I hate speaking about it a lot of times, too. But I would be a fool, man, if I didn't share my story with people, because I know people gonna need that to, you know, help them as well too. And, you know, experience is the best teacher. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm gonna be a hell of a teacher because just everything I experienced, man, whether I wanted to experience it or not, I'm gonna be a hell of a teacher. So so I talk to anybody at any time, man. I'm an open book, man. Like, you know, just like I even ask you how real can I be on this platform?
You can be very real. You can be very
like how
real.
real can I be, man? Because I want to be real, but at the same time I want to be respectful. And I know this man has a family that loves him even more than I did. And that, like, you know, I don't, like, today my birthday as well too. I took a pledge and an oath not to ever celebrate my birthday again because I feel like it's just dishonoring and showing disrespect to his family in a certain way, you know. You know, everybody sending me birthday texts today, and I appreciate it. But the same way I can respond to y'all texts and these people in Texas, you know, he can't respond to his family saying happy birthday ever again. He can't celebrate Thanksgiving or Father's Day. You know, like all these, like I said, every holiday is really like, it's really hard for me, especially Father's Day. You know I have a son, and I love him to death. And ever since becoming a father, it hurt even more on me because now, you know, I know I can feel what his parents felt. I can, not only from the love standpoint, like loving something with all your fiber and being, but also, you know what I'm saying, like losing something that you love that much. Like, how would that feel? And now that I'm a father, it's like, bro, I don't want to feel that. You know what I'm saying? So everything is hard on me. Father's Day, Christmas, birthdays, Thanksgiving, anything that family, like I said, family is the strongest unit to me in the world. So having, just knowing that it's a family out there that, you know, there's one down, one short of all that love that they you know, gather around each other with every holiday or every year, and that's hard on me. So that's why I try to help as many people as I can. I try to help guide young black men as much as I can, dog. You know, and just do things I feel like that will honor my partner, man. You know, so if that's me never celebrate my birthday again, you know, so be it. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm always gonna celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate him, whether it's his birthday or not. So, you know, I still celebrate, but it's just for him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I want to do this today. Because I know it was his birthday, and, you know, I want to celebrate him.
And you're furthering his legacy, and then you said you're both leaving legacies. Like, you're almost carrying it for the both of y'all.
Sure.
But I love that.
Sure.
I'll say it's very inspiring. So I just want to let you know that. So I just want to let you know that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you for sharing the story.
Yeah.
I guess where do you go to kind of like, what's the word for it? To kind of like find peace? Is it like?
Shout out to Chris Thomas, man. He puts on a men's meeting every Tuesday night. And it's just like, well, you know, a group of guys that get to chill and, you know what I'm saying, just really talk about how to become a better man, like, for real. And, bro, that might seem corny. Like, that might seem so corny or lame, but I promise you, bro, it's some of the most hardest, most, you feel me, realest environment and conversations you need to have.
It's really needed.
Man, I swear it's needed, just like stuff like that. And if it's for women, like a group of women that just talk like whatever, like, but I feel like it's needed, man. Like my cousin, shout out to my cousin, Lazasha Dubose, man. I told y'all I was gonna shout you out on the podcast. I love you, Bess. But I'm gonna use our conversation that we had as an example. So, she hit me up one day. She was like, "Hey, Bess, what's your take on therapy?" And at first, I immediately went to, you know, like when I was down to 1%, and was thinking like, you know, my lawyer was telling me. Oh, shout out to my lawyer too, Miss Dorothy Schmidt. Mwah, I love you. But when I was down to 1, you know, they was telling me go get therapy, go to therapy, right? And I was just like, no, family is my therapy, right? Seeing my family do good and me, you know, taking steps to provide for my family, that's my therapy, right? Yeah. So, but you know, I told my cousin Zay that as black people, it's a black podcast, so I'm talking to black people. As black people, we need, and it don't have to be a licensed therapist, you feel me? But we need that community because I ain't gonna lie, as the black culture, like that's what we is, like we are community. Like when we always talk about the culture, you're talking about a vast amount of people that all kind of have the same experiences. You feel what I'm saying? So the culture that we cultivated as black people in America, wherever you are, we need to come together and have these conversations that you would have with a therapist. Because for one, like I said, you gonna pour out to people, but they're gonna pour right back into you. And you're gonna learn so much, like, dang, I didn't know you were dealing with that. I didn't know you were dealing with that. Me too. How you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be a whole lot of give and take to where that's gonna do a lot of healing, man. And that's what I feel like people be so ready to just unplug from anybody and everybody. And I understand that. I understand it. Like, just, because I mean, even though I've done it, you know what I'm saying? I've just straight up, like, bro, I ain't talking to nobody. But, you know, because of what I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying? But, if I stayed there, I would never, you know what I'm saying, that wouldn't do me no good, that wouldn't do nobody no good. I wouldn't be able to help nobody or talk to nobody about nothing, because how did I deal with my stuff? Oh, I just went to a dark place and was by myself. So if somebody asked me, hey, how you deal with such and such, what I'm gonna tell them? You feel me? So as black people, man, we need to have that community around us that, one, is like a, we love saying a safe space, but how about a vulnerable space, dog? Like, because you can be safe, but still be closed in at the same time, too, though. You safe because you know you ain't got to say nothing. Ain't nobody going to ask you nothing, right? Ain't nobody going to ask you, hey, how you been dealing with this? So you can feel like you can go there and not have to, you know what I'm saying, and say nothing and feel safe. But nah, man, like, get comfortable with being vulnerable. You know, of course, know who you being vulnerable with. Of course, know that. That's what I'm saying. Like, me and my partner, like, it was on the flow. I could tell them, man, anything. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no question in my mind, no doubt. Him and all the rest of my partners, like, that's how it was, and that's how it still is to this day. If I call you my brother, if I call you my friend, man, bro, you can come to me about anything and everything. I swear to God, because I'm such a firm believer in that iron sharpening iron. If you come to me with an experience that I never had before, and I don't know what to say, I'm like, it's gonna be my mission then. It's gonna be my goal to get you some help. It ain't got to be like, oh, this guy need to get help because he's mentally ill and everything. But it's just like, get you the answers that you're looking for. And if I can't provide them, like, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, I want to do whatever I can to help provide them answers, because I just feel like, man, black people, our community is the strongest thing in the world. You know, I don't want to get too historical and deep, but I mean, just think about slavery. But like, we came over here on boats, right? All of us piled up in one boat, right? Yeah. Like, all of us close together. So ever since then to now, we've just been like a close knit. Like, that's kind of how we operated, right? In that close knitness, and it needs to stay that way, honestly. But for the better, right? We in a whole better situation than we was 400 years ago. So, but it needs the core authenticity of it needs to stay that way. And if we, have to be close together, that's good. That's great, because we sharpen each other. We helping each other. We pouring back in to each other, and that's why I feel like a lot of people need to find their solace in, not by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's a lot of introverts out there. Like, I know, but I mean, at the end of the day, dog, like, it's 6-some billion people in the world, dog. Like, you're gonna have to be around somebody eventually. Like, you ain't gonna be able to just be by yourself for the whole time. So, understand what your social battery is, just like my brother said. And I'm glad that he, has an understanding of that. Understand what your social battery is, and in the midst of that, that battery or whatever, find some time to be around that community so you won't be burnt out by the time your social battery run out, right? So that's what I feel like, man, when it comes to stuff like that, therapy or community and stuff like that. That's what I feel like.
Sound like a future community leader.
Man,
hey, just throwing it out there, just to let them know.
Five Life, man. 5 Life, 5L, man. 5L. That's the community, man. That's the community.
You have one already.
5L, man.
Okay, so here we go. The plug right here. When did you start 5L?
It ain't nothing that started, man. It's
starting now?
No, I mean, it's a term, man. So it's just like 5L, man. It is for me. Like I said, I always tell people, like, I love you, 5L. That means forever and after that. You know what I'm saying? And whether it be love, whether it be friendship, whether it be communication, like I'm gonna communicate with you 5L. Like we gonna always keep a healthy communication. Like no matter what it is, man, it's just like 5L, man. Like, that's just kind of like my little slogan. But I mean, it's not only to me. It's a lot of people out there that kind of have their own little version of it. You know what I'm saying? But 5L, 5 life, man. It's like for life. It's for the rest of my human existence. Whatever I stand on today, man, I want to stand on it for the rest of my life. Feel me? And if it's something I need to change, if it's something that's kind of hindering me, we're going to get rid of it and we're going to replace it with something else that I'm going to be able to, but it's going to be always going to be replaced with something that elevates and, leads to bigger and better and brighter things, man.
Some growth.
Always got to be some growth, man. Like, that's the most important thing in the freaking world, dog. You got to grow, man. You got to get out your comfort zone. Like, you have to, in order to be great.
Wow. Yeah.
In order to be great, you got to get out your comfort zone. Like, in order to be exceptional, in order to be, bigger than better, you got to get out your comfort zone. There's no way around it, dog. Like, it really ain't no way around it, for real. You know what I'm saying? So let's ask about you. Like, your like where did this come from? Like, is this something that you had to get out of your comfort zone and start doing?
Yes. For the
See,
most part,
you got to.
Let's call it what? I wanted to start a podcast in October, but I don't know what to start one about and everything. But I knew I had already like led some interview sessions with like different like business leaders, and I was like over National Society of Black Engineers, vice president. So I brought people in for that. And I was like, I really enjoy doing this, but then I was still like, oh, I don't know what to do my podcast about. And so I think it happened in Black History Month, February. I was like, oh, duh, Black businesses, Black creatives, and everything. I could interview. So I was like, okay, so, and I want to call it Apprentice Podcast because I was always been someone that's very much book smart and like, okay, so we study, get the grades, everything. Life should work out, right? I don't know. And then of course, literally. Because it was 2020, everybody 2020 burnt out literally because trying to study as home alone. Like I'm already like the introverted type, so I was already home alone. And plus I was like, it wasn't me like I can go out. I was like, I had to stay home, study at home, do everything at home. I was very much burnt out, it wasn't a good place. And so I think I was like, I'm really interested in learning what it's like to kind of learn with life, with the community and everything, learn from other people. And so I was like, I want to call it that because I want to kind of encourage that mindset. A lot of people, if they're like me, if they were like me, with the book smart, they were just very much closed-minded and we're this is the only way. But it's there's so many different ways to do life. And sometimes if you go the same way as someone else, then it's kind of you kind of stuck yourself to a path and someone's always gonna be better than you, but no one's gonna do you better than you. So it's finding that path for you is what you need to do.
Nobody's gonna do you better than you,
Exactly.
And that's a main thing that people need to hone in on. Did nobody say nobody gonna do the same thing you do? Brittany, you're not the only person that got a podcast, but nobody's gonna do the Prince podcast the way you do it.
Exactly.
Feel what I'm saying? And that's what it is. It's not about trying to be so different that nobody is doing what you're doing. No, it's not about being different. It's about being you. You are already different.
Exactly.
You are already different because you don't have the same, DNA as nobody else. Mm-hmm. You ain't got the same number of hairs on your head as nobody else.
Literally.
So you are already different. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? So it's about honing in on what make you different already and just building upon it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And it don't matter what it is, you know what I'm saying? I'm so big on it, and I'm so thankful that, you was able to get out your comfort zone, man, to kind of, 'cause this has a real collaborative spirit about itself. You feel what I'm saying? Collaborative and informative spirit about it, and you know what I'm saying? For what you want. And here's the thing, it's about what you want, right? It's about things that you want to know about. It's about things that you want to hear.
Exactly.
That's why, with my music, I started making music and writing lyrics about the things that I wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? About the things that I wanted out there in the streets and out there in the world and out there in the airways. What I want people to hear. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not the first or only rapper in the world. I'm not the first and only videographer, but it's about the stories that I want to tell. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it don't matter what nobody else doing, bro.
Really?
I promise you it don't. You ain't the only person that ever existed on this planet. So you did what I'm saying. It's some people that came and went and they have done similar things, bro. But while you here on this planet, you got your own mind. So it's about what you want to do and about what you want brought to life and brought, you know what I'm saying, to this planet. That's why I say it's so hard on me that, you know what I'm saying, my partner not here, because it's like we didn't get a chance, I say this again, to take over the world the way we wanted to take it over.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
See that story, yeah.
And not, like I said, not in a menacing way, but like, no, the footprint that we wanted to leave on here, we weren't able to do that. But if you here on this earth, man, while you here, leave your footprint. Nobody gonna have the same footprint as you, I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody even got the same fingerprint as you. So you already different. Like already, like it's already embedded in you. You know what I'm saying? To be different. That's why like I appreciate and I applaud the way, you know what I'm saying, you like I said, this is you know, like you said, black experiences, black creators. What is your thoughts on that space? What is your thought on like just the black experience and how that leads to our creativity and stuff like that we're able to create? Like, what's your thoughts on it?
I think, for the most part, how I've said before, it's just like, I think you mentioned it too, like how we overcome a lot.
A lot, man, but a hell of a lot.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, and so I feel like we're kind of wired in a way to be like, well, like, what else can we do? What can we do more? How can we supersede the standard that's been put upon us?
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, and they kind of, like, I know our story's gonna be a lot different already because like we live in a racist world, and like as we used to say, so it's just like the standards are gonna be everywhere, and so it's kind of figuring out like us pushing past those as well as trying to what's called level up the standard. It's like doing those two things combined. I know there's some magic happening, and I want to hear that firsthand. So I thought I need to sit down with every
You need to sit down, like I said, like you went out there and like I said, you didn't wait for nobody to bring a podcast to you or bring a platform to you where you could get those answers. Like you went out there yourself on your own with the mind and the you know, intelligence that God gave you to, you know what I'm saying, go out and search and find those stories that you want to hear from. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, this ain't just no Alabama thing. Like this can be the whole like world, like worldwide, like or nationwide, however you want to say it, man. Wherever it's people with a story, interesting people anywhere with a background, with a story, with a, you know, deep and rooted and rich history, you're gonna be able to find them folk. And not only just find them, like they gonna come to you, they gonna come your way. Like I mean, I don't know how you think about it, but I feel like I came your way.
Yes,
I don't really, like,
you
feel what I'm saying? I think I just came your way.
I know where,
and,
crazy.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, but once again, that's about putting yourself out there, and you feel me? Like you have to, man. Like I promise you, you people have, especially young people as us. I know people say like, hey, let's party in our 20s. Let's do all the dumb stuff in our 20s, and then like, bruh, no, do all the smart stuff in your 20s.
Exactly.
So when you 30, 40, 50, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Who said you had to retire when you was 65 years old? Like, but what you gonna do after that? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro, let's do smart stuff in our 20s. And when I mean smart, you know, I don't always mean, you know, you like sitting in the classroom and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, like, put yourself in places. Bro, you at home right now. You feel me? You on your phone. You playing a game. You making some noodles. You watching Netflix. Whatever you doing. It's so much, even in this Huntsville area, bro, it's so many places where you can go. Like, okay, boom, we here at the count right now. Man, but bring your ass to the count.
Yeah.
You did what I'm saying? Mingle, meet some people, have a plan about yourself, where you want to see yourself going, and you're going to attract those people to you. Like, you're going to attract those people to you, but they not going to be in your house, though. You feel me? They not going to be on your front yard either. Like, you know what I'm saying? They going to be out in the world doing what they plan to be doing. You know what I'm saying? But the way you know, attraction and manifestation work, y'all gon', you know what I'm saying, like those energy, like the energy gonna collide with each other, right? And it's gonna mesh well because y'all on the same, you know, y'all on the same type of time. You feel me? Like one of my good partners, man, Jalen Taylor, like I think I met him like around 2020 as well too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I wasn't on the same type of time as him. You did what I'm saying? So yeah, I met him. But I mean, other than like basketball, cause like we go hoop and stuff like that. Other than like he a professional basketball player. Other than basketball, we ain't really have nothing else. You know what I'm saying? In common, we didn't come from the same background, none of that. It was until my mentality changed and the way I look at life and what I want to attract in life. It wasn't until I, you know what I'm saying, changed that to where that aligned with like everything he got going on, and ever since then we've been able to create. I'm talking about some beautiful storytelling. You feel me? Because for one, it's genuine. It ain't forced. This is really what we want to do in everyday life. This is really what we, get up in the morning on our mind to just be the best version of ourselves in everyday life. And like I said, but he don't live with me. You feel me? Don't nobody, that you are meant to go meet and introduce yourself to or have them introduce you, they don't live with you, dog. Like, you got to go. You got to get out there. You got to, be in places where, opportunity is. They say opportunity knock on your door, but not literally. It ain't finna knock on your front door. Not most of the time, no. You feel what I'm saying? You gonna have to go with places, right? You did what I'm saying? And I don't mean like to the club or whatever, even though I met you in the club. But, but I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I'm just saying, like,
get uncomfortable, what you're saying.
Yeah, like, you got to, bro. And like I said, when you're there, you can't be scared to talk to people. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain because I don't want you going up to everybody you see like, hey, how you doing? I mean, like, nah, don't be doing that.
Away from me.
Yeah, like, don't do that. But I don't know, man. Just like you gonna attract whatever you is in here, dog. I swear to God, you gonna attract it. So if you a street, can I say the N-word on here? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you a street nigga, man, in here, but that's all you ever gonna attract. And if that's what you want, that's cool. You feel what I'm saying? If that's what you is and that's what you is in here, that's all you gonna attract. You feel what I'm saying? If you walking around double down every day, that's what's gonna come your way, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And just like for me, like I can't even be around no guns right now, right there. But I came to a point where, you know what, I ain't even tripping because like I'm not attracting it right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not moving in a way that would attract that. I was. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? But now, like, I'm not moving in a way that attracts that. You dig what I'm saying? So if you a street nigga, bro, be that up here as far as like how you gonna maneuver. You know what I'm saying? But how you gonna maneuver out here? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I still, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still view things a certain way, and I still finagle a certain way. You dig what I'm saying? When I'm in these spaces, cause I'm just who I am. But in here, I want to be a stand-up dude, though. You feel what I'm saying? And it's gonna take some time it's gonna take some time, cause it's just, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But just make sure this is pure, dog, cause you always gonna fight with this right here. Like, your mind, you always gonna battle with your mind. You know what I'm saying? And it's a fight that you gonna have every day, right? In here, you may feel like, okay, I want to lose weight. In your heart, you know, okay, I want to lose weight. But up here, your mind gonna be like, bro, I don't want to get up. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to run. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to have to, eat right. But eating right is expensive as hell. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, you always going to battle with this, but you got to make sure this is pure. And then, first of all, you have to know what it is you want to be in here. And then you got to try to align it, you know what I'm saying, up here. Everything has to be cohesive, man. And that's why I say, like, when you go out, if in here, okay, I want to be the best version of myself. Right? And then you win a battle up here that say, even if you're an introvert, they say, girl, go out, go to the camp, go to concerts in the park, go to whatever event is going on, go to those entrepreneurship exposés and stuff like that. Like, go, like, be there. You feel what I'm saying? If you win that battle, you're gonna attract what's in here. It's gonna just naturally come, cause like that's the way God intended it to work, man. Like, that's just how it is, and it really took me to learn it, like, for real. I've never been like a creator as far as like, a photographer or a video. Like, I picked that up because, with the stipulations of me being on probation, like, I can't get no job. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can't walk in and hand in an application with a background check on it, and they say, oh, you good? Like, no, that ain't just how it works. You feel what I'm saying? So I picked it up as like, okay, this is what's gonna provide for me, because it's like, in this creative space, like, don't nobody care kind of like what your background is, right? Can you create? Right? That's kind of all it is, right? Can you create? Can you, like, do you know what you're doing, right? That's cool, man. I picked it up, and you feel me, ever since then, like, I've been attracting it. Because in here, that's what I want, right? And I'm winning that battle with my mind. So it's just been coming to me. Like, that's all that's been coming to me. People that know what they doing. Even if I don't, people that know what they doing, like, it comes to me, and I pick up on it, learn from it, put it in my tool belt. You know what I'm saying? Now that's helping me be a better videographer, photographer, visual creator. You know what I'm saying? You did what I'm saying. Yes. So it's just like, you got to, like, you just got to get this right, man. Whatever it is you want, find out what it is. Whether you got to meditate, whatever. Find out what it is you want, and then write it in here. You feel me? This is never going to change, dog. Now, when I say it's never going to change, like things you may want are gonna change, right? Like one day you may want a Camaro, the other day you're like, nah, I want a Hellcat. Like, yeah, that's gonna change. But do you want a car? That ain't gonna never change. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
So it's like, I want a car, right? And no matter what, like the Hellcat or the Camaro, that's up here. But I want a car, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that ain't gonna never change. I want a mansion. That ain't gonna never change. Now, do I want a 4-bedroom? Do I want 3-bedroom? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So make sure what you want is written down in here at the base level, right? I want to be the best father I can be, right? I want to be the best role model to my son. I want to be the best friend to a friend. I want to be the best brother to a brother. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the best son I want to be the best son to a parent. I know I'll never be able to probably get a regular job. I can't, even if I did get a regular job, I can't pass that to my son. So me, my cousin Asia May, and my cousin Katia May, we started a LLC called Ambitious Minds, and that just that really embodies everything I've been saying. Mentality, right? Wanting more than when we was taught, wanting more than what was presented to us as younger, wanting more than what even the ones that taught us or raised us could even see. You know what I'm saying? Going farther than what they could even see. And that's just what it all come from and lends itself to, is that ambitious nature, right? And under that, we have a DBA called Legendary Visuals, where we have all the where we do all the the photography and videography, stuff like that. And like I said, ever since October to now, June, you feel me? How much traction that has picked up and gained over time. I'm pleased with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm pleased with it in here because it's something that we doing from the ground up, right? Yeah. At first I was kind of discouraged and mad, and even my own family, discouraged and mad because, you're not seeing the money from it. But like just talking to other people that's in this, they say the same thing. Like, yeah, the way we started, the same way. So I'm just like, okay, that mean we know what I'm saying. We are doing the right thing. We doing the right thing, and it's all gonna pay off. You know what I'm saying, in time. But it's still, like I said, I've grown to love this space I'm in now because I already been a creator. Like, I'm already a creator, right? So it's just like I'm just having an opportunity to dive into that more creative side that I didn't even know that I had, or I never cared about nothing like that. Like the visual arts of things, I never cared about that. Photography, videography, graphic design, production, nothing like that. Ever cared about that until October. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. A little bit before October, but you know what I'm saying?
But don't hit that one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so ever since then, that's just kind of been like my everyday life, learning how to be a better visual creator in every aspect that I can be. You know what I'm saying? So listen here, brother. My name is 1 number 1 letter J5, and this is the Apprentice Podcast. You dig?